esteemed fellow members, Toastmaster Puran in particular, warm good evening once again.
Good evening.
Are you all ready to laugh again?
Yes.
He's going to deliver a project from the entertaining speaker manual. This is project number 3, and the project name itself is Make Them Laugh. So be prepared. Now, as per the manual, the objectives are: prepare a humorous speech drawn from your own experience. Strengthen the speech by adopting and personalizing humorous material from outside sources. Deliver the speech in a way that makes the humor effective. The time allotted is 5 to 7 minutes. All the best, Toastmaster Puran.
Thank you so much, Mr. Jayapal. Now I will request the winner of humorous speech at club level, Toastmaster Puran Roy, to give his speech with the title Avoid Embarrassment, Know the Tradition and Culture of Food Habits. This is the title of the speech, and all the best to you.
Toastmaster, good evening, fellow Toastmasters, respected guests, good evening.
Good evening.
I think we all know that food is an important part of our culture and tradition. In fact, food reflects our culture and tradition. Different countries have different food habits, different culture and tradition. It varies, even within countries, between different regions. North, South, East, West have their own culture and tradition. Yet how many of us actually bother to study the culture, the tradition of food habits, and then end up embarrassing ourselves when we attend a feast which is given traditionally? How many of you have been embarrassed when you attended a feast which was given in a traditional way? Have any of you been embarrassed? None?
Yep.
At least one. I have been embarrassed a number of times. Some years ago, a group of friends, we met after many years. We had been childhood friends. One of them wanted to celebrate by inviting us to his house for dinner. He belonged to a different community. He's a Nepali, but he is very strong in their culture and tradition. We were not prepared because we didn't know that the food would be given in a traditional way. When we reached there, food was spread on the table. There were so many items. So many items, varieties. I'd just like to show you so that you'll understand. It takes time. So that you will understand the variety. This is called Newari delicacies. See the items? All this was on the table. We were really spoiled for choice. And we were feeling ravenous. So we immediately started eating. But soon we were full. And while we were eating, we discussed also among ourselves and said, see, this is the way dinner should be served. Because in our culture, there's very few items. Like we basically have rice, lentil soup, few variety of vegetable, few variety of meat. But look at the way it is served. Isn't it wonderful? So once we were full, we were in the process of thanking our hosts. We said thank you for the lovely dinner. But he said, Sally, hang on. That was just the starter. We was yet to come. We were already full. So we said, no, you must be joking. He said, no, I'm serious. We said, we are already full. No, you have got to eat. And sure enough, the food started coming because in bigger volume, more quantity. So where to eat? And we tried to eat, but there was so much already eaten, and that so much food left on the table. I think the message went to the kitchen because soon his mother appeared. And she said, I'm so happy, my son's friends are here. I prepared this myself. I hope you're enjoying. Please don't waste. Come on, have some more. Have some. She was saying, Auntie, you're already full. And she's coaxing us to eat. But we're not full. We could not eat. In the end, she was not happy. And we were like, it was more like hostility than hospitality. We were so full that we could not eat. And that night, we were so embarrassed. We felt that this is a mistake we make. We do not actually study the tradition and culture of a friend. He was a childhood friend. We never bothered. Some years later, just the opposite happened. I was a member of an ING football team. In fact, there were many foreign volunteers. I was the only Nepali. One of them invited us to dinner. So we went to his house, after a bit of chit chat, he took us to the dining room. The dining room was attached to the kitchen, and the food started coming. It was variety of potatoes, French fries, mashed potatoes, salads, all kinds of potato varieties. So while they were all eating, I was a little bit careful. Although I was feeling ravenous, I controlled myself, keeping some room for the main course. But the way the others were eating, I was a little surprised, but I thought they were all foreigners, big build, having a big appetite. So they all enjoyed. After some time, the host said, okay, let's go to the sitting room, have some drinks, went to the bar, took some drinks, then we started chatting, playing some games. All the while, I was waiting for the main course to come. Waited. Long time in the night, the main course never came. Apparently, that was the main course. And I failed to realize that. And that night, I went home half empty, hungry. As soon as I reached home, I went to the kitchen, started looking for food. My wife came in, this is looking like me like this, and says, what's wrong with you? I said, I'm looking for food. Weren't you supposed to have dinner at your friend's house? I said, yes, we had dinner, but I didn't understand the dinner. So that was another embarrassment for me. But the biggest embarrassment was here in the UAE itself. One day, a colleague of mine and myself, we gone to visit a senior government official. My colleague was Arabic, by the way. So when we went there, the host invited us to his office. Come, welcome. And he offered us coffee. So I knew that in the Arabic custom, when you offered coffee or any drink, means you're welcome. So I was delighted, my friend was delighted. We took this small cup. I normally take 2 or 3 cups. I had 2 or 3 sips. I said, oh, well, thank you. My friend also had 2 or 3 cups. He also passed it on to the tea boys and thank you. But the host said, no, wait, we haven't finished. We have some more. So I thought maybe there's a certain count, because in certain tradition, culture, you have to have 3 servings, otherwise the host would feel insulted. So I thought maybe 6, 7 cups we need to have. So having 4, 5, 6, 7. After 7, I said, I think I've had enough. He said, no, you haven't had enough. I said, I'm saying I've had enough. He said, no, you're not saying you had enough. I said, what's wrong with you? I said, I've said I've had enough. He said, no, you have not said I've had enough. No. Then he asked me, how long have you been here? I said, I've been here 8, 9 years, I proudly said. My friend said, I've been here 6, 7 years. I said, oh, very good. Really nice. Now, how come we don't know our tradition and our culture? How come we don't know? So I said, I'm sorry, I didn't understand. He said, oh, you don't have to say you've had enough. I said, no, I'm sorry, I don't know. Okay, you learn the hard way. Pour. Pour again. They had about, I think, 50, 70 cups of coffee that day. We're so full. We do not take any more. So he said, please, we cannot take any more. I said, oh, I think you learn the hard way now. Whenever you visit a country, you must understand the tradition and culture. If you had enough, you must shake it out. For the simple shake, so much that I. So my friends, I think whenever we go for any traditional meal, we should know the culture and the tradition. I think so that you don't feel embarrassed. And for me, that's why I find buffet the safest. Over to you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Puran Rai. That was a wonderful speech again. Even me too, actually, I get so much of embarrassment whenever I go out for a meal. Because I'm a vegetarian and I expect vegetarian in some crowd, but whenever it happens, I usually come to home and again have some curd rice or some stuff. And my wife always used to bother me with this kind of questions as Puran Rai is. Next speech is by our President Toastmaster Vivek Ayappan. Before I call him onto the dais, let me request his evaluator, Arun Balakrishnan. There is a small correction as Ramraj could not show up. I requested Arun Balakrishnan to evaluate Toastmaster Vivek's speech. So I request Arun to come on to the dais to explain the objectives of the speech.
Toastmaster, good evening to our Toastmasters and guests. Good evening.
today is a special day. Why? There is one more entertaining speech coming up back to back. Toastmaster Vivek Ayyappan is going to do his 5th project in the Entertaining Speaker Advanced Series. Objectives: prepare an entertaining after dinner talk on a specific theme. Develop the talk using skills developed in the previous speeches. Over to you, Mr.
Now I would request our President himself, Toastmaster Vivek Ayyappan, to come on to the dais to give his speech titled Speaking versus Cooking.
Meera, Krista, and Fatima. Do you want to know who they are? Toastmaster of the evening, fellow members, and welcome guests. Good evening.
Good evening.
It is my privilege to speak in front of you after a lovely tea and coffee, after the 201 meeting. We Toastmasters are very innovative and novelty keep in our life. And also, we want a passion. That is what makes us a Toastmaster. But Toastmasters can do something different also. One day, I was about to eat my breakfast. To my fellow roommates, they are all well, and it was a traditional cuisine upma, which is made by some rava and mix of some items. So I thought, how to cook? I ate many times, and my mama, my sister, even my wife, but I was not aware of that, how to cook upma. Immediately I searched YouTube how to make upma. So the first lady came, Meera. So beautiful, but not up to our Madam Toastmasters. So Meera, while watching all these ingredients and how to prepare, still I had a doubt. And I thought, the number is passing outside YouTube, let me call her. Because of readiness to cook, I called. Hello Meera, I am Vivek from Abu Dhabi. I am the president of Toastmasters Club, Mussafah. Oh, you are a Toastmaster. Very nice. Okay. I would like to know more about how to make upma. It's very easy, Vivek. Are you a Toastmaster? And you know all the things, all the ingredients, everything you know. I was so surprised. Being a Toastmaster, I know all about cooking. Let me tell you how to the similarities between speaking and cooking. Both are ing forms in English language, but there is sounds other similarities. What is? She told me that you may be learned about in CC Manual's second, organize your speech. I told her yes. We know, we learned how to organize a speech. What are the structure of a speech, good speech? You always see there is opening, body, and conclusion. In cooking also, same that way. In opening, there we call ingredients. Many items, what we need. We go for the body.
where we tell all the stories, all the contents about the reality of the speech. In cooking, what we do? The preparation, the preparing of the cuisine or what the dish you want. And the third stage is final. We are going to conclude a speech persuading the audience, motivating the audience. So in cooking also, see, garnishing. When you make garnishing, then only you will get satisfaction. Those who are seeing the food are very nice. Because I made upma, as usual, there is no speciality in the upma. But when I arranged in a good pot with some leaves surrounding and put in the table near to additional items, it was so nice. And my friends are appreciated. And they all ate the upma what I made. So this is Mira's secret. Nothing is there. But we, a Toastmaster, we can not only speak but also cook. What are the other things we need? We want to know in Toastmaster, in cooking also. Mentor. Mira is my mentor. Same as Rajesh Paligare, our area director, is my mentor. Any doubt, I call him and ask. He will give good advice. So like in cooking also, we can see a lot of mentors. And the next lady, Bustan, another mentor. Why the mentors? Another. Because if I want to know more about non-veg, Bustan only know. And if you want to make a dum biryani, Hyderabadi dum biryani, I will call Fatima. So there are different mentors which is related to our speech and masters. So what are other things you are getting from cooking and Toastmaster? Networking. So how many network I created? Today what you eat here, who made the samosa and the cutlet and the tea. Another mentor, another network, Miss Sonia. You can see if you go to the My Food restaurant, Sonia is there. So there are a lot of similarities if you want to add Toastmaster and cooking. So any Toastmaster can cook. Any Toastmaster, any cook cannot be a Toastmaster. Why? Because Toastmastering is a special thing which is coming in front of the stage where in cooking we are in kitchen. So these are very similar things we have seen in our Toastmastering and cooking. Now are you ready to cook as a Toastmaster? Very similar things. You can see. But what are the things you are getting from cooking? The satisfaction. Every speech, when we come later, and with a clap of applause, we get that satisfaction. Like that, in any cuisines, any food, which is so tasty, you made and served to your roommates, family, spouses, they will be enjoyed and they will appreciate. So, any Toastmaster can cook our way.
That's a wonderful speech. Good correlation, speaking versus cooking. I would request every one of you to give a big round of applause. Now I would request Toastmaster Naufal to give the timer's report for all the speeches.
Good evening once again. The time report is Toastmaster Ashraf, you taken 7 minutes 5 seconds, and Toastmaster Rajesh Paligare 7 minutes 28 seconds, and Toastmaster Gurun Roy 7 minutes 30 seconds, and Toastmaster Vivek 7 minutes 55 seconds.
So, who are qualified and who are not qualified?
All are qualified except Toastmaster Vivek. His minimum time is 8 to
8 minutes. Okay.
5 seconds is in this.
Okay, so except Mr. Vivek, all are open for voting, right? Or advanced speeches are not allowed. Sorry, I'm sorry. Only for Ashraf. So he's anonymously elected. So now I would request all the evaluators to be ready with their scripts and their suggestions, free advisors, so that all speakers can learn more. First I would request Toastmaster Naufal to give the timing rules for evaluation.
The evaluation speech time is 2 to 3 minutes. 2 minutes I will show the green light, and 2.5 minutes I will show the yellow light, and 3 minutes I will show the red light until the speech is finished.
Thank you so much. First evaluator is Toastmaster Shanwas for the speech of Toastmaster Ashraf called Mentally. I would request the Toastmaster Shanwas to come onto the dais.
Dear Toastmasters and guests, good evening once more.
Good evening.
Toastmaster Ashraf has completed his third project on level 2 of Pathways. The topic of the project was mentoring. So the purpose was to define about mentoring and to share a small experience of his experience as a prodigy. So he has first of all, during the opening of the speech, he attracted all the audience attention by mentioning a story about Egalabia, and also it received good response from the audience, so that is a good point. And also during the explanation, he was explaining about Elena and Justina. So, and he was explaining about how they were able to change tremendously and by the influence of the mentor. Also, he explained a personal experience, small experience, which he as a prodigy. Well, and also he explained the difference between mentoring and coaching. So this made us aware that what is actually mentoring and the difference of mentoring with coaching. And his eye contact was good. He was looking into each of us. Now, also the conclusion of the speech was good. He concluded with a good message. So that was also a plus point of his speech. Now, to suggest some improvements, I would suggest that his personal experience should be little more. He can explain little more deeply. He explained very little about his personal experience as a prodigy. So that can be little more, yes, little more deeper, and also he can add some kind of communication or some kind of dialogues with the mentor. So that will add more, grab more attention of the audience. Also, his stage movement was very limited. He was standing only on this portion. That can be a little more improved. And the voice modulation his voice was mostly monotonous. There was the voice modulation can be a little more improved. So that is, overall this speech was very good, and he explained about mentoring very well. So it was a good speech, and I wish all the best for his future projects. Over to you.
Next evaluator is for the speech given by Toastmaster Rajesh Kalikare, and the evaluator is our senior most Toastmaster again, Muhammad Ashraf. For the speech, I will
Good evening, everyone. Free, everything free in this world, right? But nothing is free unless and until they charm the other way around. So even before Rajesh Padikare got into the stage, we made a lot of hype in here. I was putting a lot of comments from my side, and Mr. Toastmaster of the evening also, he added a lot. And Rajesh Padikare very well mannered, he lived up to our expectations. So more than that, a cool man on the stage is always, whenever he is getting onto the stage, without any kind of tension, or he used to say some sort of butterflies in the stomach, and because he's so experienced, there was no worries, nothing. So I really salute you, sir. We have to learn a lot from you. And when we talk about your stories here, so you had around around five stories you presented here. That's what some sort of personal stories, and each one we were able to connect it with ourselves. It's nothing new, but we were able to connect it by ourselves. Even you got sunbird free of charge, and the new parent and car park yoga, and finally the grass park also. It's all were able to connect with our day-to-day life. And the punchlines, you didn't come out with the punchlines as a punchline, but in a cool manner you were also, we are transferring, when you were conveying to your wife that whatever advice are coming, but what is coming from the doctor, that what you take. But you pass that message in a smooth manner, without any pause or something. See, when you do this kind of, anyway, this is not take as an advice, but at the same time let me do my duty. Okay. Some, yes, Sharma was also talking about this one. The poses and the punchline part. Punchline is trying to pass the punchline with that pause. Then only it will get into the heart or mind of the people. Otherwise, what will happen is just pass through without much changes for listening to the people. Moreover, your final closing line, don't give free advices unless and until asked explicitly. That's a, he himself is sitting and laugh. That is the beauty of it. Okay, even though you were trying to give all these advices the other way, but finally you also pass some advices to each and every one of us. You all really enjoyed it. Thank you very much. Thanks a lot.
Next speech evaluation is by Toastmaster John Thomas. I request him to come on to the dais, please. This is the speech given by Toastmaster.
Toastmaster of the evening, members, Toastmaster Puram in particular. Toastmaster Puram Rai has successfully delivered another wonderful speech, as always. He's been doing it for quite some time. He's a very experienced member. And the objective of the speech was to make the audience laugh. And he has successfully accomplished that target. He has made us laugh by narrating 3 simple incidents, which has taken from his own personal experience, personal life. The highlight of the speech is how he has closed the speech. It gave us some wonderful insight and important lesson about the necessity to understand different cultures and traditions. Even though I have spent more than 20 years in this country, but still I never knew that shaking the cup was an indication of saying enough. So today I learned it. So I think I'm not alone. Most of us do the same thing. We just manage with whatever we know. So he has given us a real lesson about the importance of learning these minor things which are really critical. The speech was, all the 3 incidents were narrated very well. He was really confident on the stage. And he used his gestures and body language to act out the story. He has really used it really well to make the speech really effective. And he spoke very slowly so that we could enjoy what he was narrating. Altogether, it was a very beautiful speech, and some of the English usages, some of the usages, I really loved it. Especially, he felt it more of hostility than hospitality. Very beautiful usage of playing with English words. And there are certain areas of improvement, definitely, like every other speech. What I felt is he could have used his voice in a better way so that the impact of the speech is more felt. And he restricted himself to a very limited area on the stage. If you practice it little more with this voice modulation and stage usage, the speech would be much more effective. All the best for your future project.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster John Thomas, for your valuable evaluation. And the next evaluation is by Arun Balakrishnan for the speech given by Toastmaster Vivekanand. I request you to come on to that, please.
Our food will be very delicious if we are runners. But it will never be delicious, it will not be sweet once after having our dinner or lunch, whatever we get. Fellow Toastmasters, today our speaker, Toastmaster Vivek, has taken a challenge to satisfy those who has already completed stomach tummy full after a dinner, a feast. Today, I just now, once you started your speech, I understood why did you rearrange the tea break in between, because this is the first time we were having the tea break in between, because he wanted to connect his project to our small feast, and that's where he succeeded. When we consider the objectives of this particular speech, the particular nature of people sitting after a dinner is like they'll be very drowsy. Okay, almost done. We'll be looking at the watch and at what time we'll be getting out. Just at least making such a crowd to stand in front or sit in front or just listen, that is a Herculean task. And that was the objective of today's speech of Toastmaster Vivek. That doesn't require any possessiveness. In that case, he don't want to give any kind of advices to us, no takeaways. Just come, entertain, give very light, lively, and go out. He succeeded to a great extent on doing that. As a matter of improvement, two things. This particular speech has two elements, humor and drama. It should club together. Humor was there. Entertainment is not only humor, there's a drama part. Second, for that, see, you need to, if you want to entertainment, see, just if you stand there and crack some jokes, that's not enough. You come out and already you could have connected, you arranged this, but now you know this is the reason why you have rearranged it. But what you have just come out freely. Now, fellow friends, so you have had your small snacks, how was it? And then you could have started like that, so that your overall movement, use of this stage would have been taken into this light moment of after dinner speech. All the best and best of luck for your next speech.
Thank you so much, Toastmasters Arun Balakrishnan, for your valuable evaluation. I request all of you to give good big round of applause to all the evaluators. And timer's report, please, on all the evaluators.
Evaluation speech, time report. Toastmaster Shanwas, speed taken 2 minutes 49 seconds. And Toastmaster Muhammad Ashraf, 2 minutes 59 seconds. And Toastmaster John Thomas, 2 minutes 48 seconds. And Toastmaster Arun Balakrishnan, 3 minutes 15 seconds. Both are qualified.
Thank you. All are qualified and they are eligible for voting. Now there is a small announcement. Actually, we publish magazine, club magazine every month. Whatever. 3 months. Every quarter. I'm sorry for that. Every quarter. So last magazine, best article will be announced by our president now. I request Vivek to come up to the dais and announce and facilitate, give the award to the winner. Thank you.
Thank you once again. And also, it is not me to be announced because the VP Public Relations and he is the in charge for this type of events. So I welcome Toastmaster Ashraf and announce this. Already announced it in our 200 meeting, but it is my privilege to call and be part of this award. So Rashid already, it was already giving once again. It was already announced in the 200th meeting. Anyway, we are glad the winner is here with us. So again, I am congratulating Toastmaster Rashid for that wonderful May invite Toastmaster Rajesh Malikay, our area director, to hand over the floor.
He is actually envious that he will not get the best article award.
You also butter fingers.
I'd like to thank you everybody and
Don't see like me.
let us work for our third management. Just I have one vote, that's why. This quarter means there is once in every 3 months or once in every 4 months.
4 months.
Once in every 4 months. Thank you.
Thank you so much all of you to present the award and congratulations to Toastmaster Rashid. Now we have a very small, due to the limitation of time we have right now, we have a very small interesting part of the meeting which is table topics. I would request Toastmaster Eunice to come onto the dais to conduct the table topics. We will have only 2 speakers. Please come on. First I would request, Toastmaster Eunice, over to you.
Warm good evening once again to all of you.
Good evening. Good evening.
Now it is one of the fun portion we have reached. Table topics is one of the fun portion of our meeting. So today we will be having only 2 speakers, 2 table topics. So first I will request Annie Bright, who is the winner of our club. She is the area contest and she is going to contest divisional annual conference, the coming divisional conference. So I request Annie Bright to come on to the dais. Our topic is, what is your favorite cartoon character growing up?
Repeat it.
What was your favorite cartoon character at the time?
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters, distinguished guests, and judges. When I was growing up, I only watched Tom and Jerry, to be honest, because that was the only cartoon that was available to us at that point. So Tom and Jerry, I always thought was not a very inspiring one because Tom was always chasing Jerry all over the place, and Tom was, like you can say, he was a villain and Jerry was a hero. But Jerry was running all over and Tom used to chase him, and whatever Jerry would keep on his plate, Tom would somehow go and get it from him. And every single time, Tom would always aim Jerry and then try to like catch him or spot him or corner him and like try to do something to hurt him always. So this is not like a very interesting thing. However, we had no choice but to live with these things, to watch these things. So what I learned from that is that, when we are siblings, like I was like growing up with 3 other siblings, we have 4 children in our house. So when I was growing up, I learned not to be a villain and to be more caring as a sibling. I was the second one. So my elder brother or my eldest brother usually behaved like this Tom in the house. He always used to chase us around. We were 2 little girls after him. So he was a military brother who used to get us to climb up walls, who used to ask us to run behind benches, and he used to always chase us over. So for me, in my mind, I always used to think of my brother as Tom, and we were Jerry, like me and my sister. And my brother just came along a long time later. So for me, I would think that this particular character, cartoon character, I didn't want to be that person, and I would never want to be that person. So thank you very much.
I request one of the guests to please.
Any of the guys?
Any of the guests? Yeah, his topic is who has been the most influential person in his life and why. His topic is who has been the most influential person in his life and why.
Good evening, everybody.
Good evening.
I would say my most close person in my life, I would say my father. He's been trying very hard to grow us here in UAE. Also, he gave us all of his best time. Even he didn't have education level. He worked before starting around 1960. He started working in Abu Dhabi military. In that time there was no UAE. He started working in Abu Dhabi military with English militaries at that time here in UAE. He married my mother at a very young age. He keep telling us the difficulties in life, how he brought and tried to build our house, and once he retired from there, 10 years later, he joined, he became as a bus driver at that time. Then he retired from that, and he became as a businessman. All of this tell me that UAE, it's not easy. Before UAE wasn't easy like now. Now these days businesses might be with more opportunities, and people may have a more comfortable life. Easy thing, you can get houses, buildings are around. At that time, before the 60s and 70s, there was no as these things. Now, I think when I see my kids and how they act, I keep telling them my father's story and how he faced difficulties and gave us the best life he could. Thank you very much.
Yeah, with this we conclude this session.
Thank you so much, Mr. Muhammad. I'm extremely sorry for limiting this time for table topics. Now I would request timers report, please, for the table topics.
Madam Toastmaster Annie, right? 1 minute that you will say, and Mr. Faisal, 2 minutes, 12 seconds.
12 seconds. Both are qualified for voting. I request you to vote for best table topic speaker and best evaluator, and best speaker is already decided. Now I would request our word master, Gamaliel, to come onto the dais and give her report. With a big round of applause.
So good evening again.
Good evening.
Lovely Mr. President. As your word master today, I'm happy to say that Toastmaster Sivakumar and Toastmaster Puran Rai has used the word of the day twice, and Toastmaster Ashraf, Toastmaster Rajesh, Toastmaster Vivek, and Toastmaster Arun have used the word once in their speeches. And as your preparing of the evening, I see a lot of need to improve our grammar. I'm sure with much observation and more practices, we can improve our grammar and get better in the coming meetings. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Toastmaster Aruna. Now I would request our counter to come onto the dais, Mr. Rashid, to give his report.
Good evening, everybody. Toastmaster of the evening, Sivakumar, was powerless to use arms, and you know one time. And Toastmaster Ashraf, first one time and asked 2 times. And Toastmaster Ashraf used, I think, like 1 time. And rest all are okay. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Rashid. Now I would request Madam Toastmaster Jamila to come onto the dais to conduct a quiz for all of the members. Winners will not have any surprise.
A big round of applause for the winners.
Generous.
I have around 12 questions.
Wow.
Do I have that much time?
You have maximum 3 minutes.
Yeah, okay. So, first question is, what are the 3 ways we are connected as per the theme of the day by Toastmaster Sivakumar? The speaker should not answer. Anyone else can answer.
Physically, emotionally,
Yes.
and non-living things also.
No. The third one, most important one.
Thoughts. Negative.
Anyone else? Making impact on others.
Negative thoughts.
Negative or positive, right?
Thoughts.
Yeah, both.
Yeah. Second question. In Pathways Progress Bar Chart, Toastmaster Naufal was presenting bars with amber color. What does that mean?
They are not started.
Just registered, no progress. How many people from our group club is registered in Pathways?
20.
17.
20.
19, correct. What is the quality in Toastmaster Ashraf which got appreciated by his teacher?
Honesty.
Correct. What is the main difference between coaching and mentoring?
Coaching is the long-term
one
stuff,
and
coaching is the short.
Correct. Yeah. How many story building are there in Toastmaster?
3.
Yes. What is the type of yoga Toastmaster Rajesh's wife is good at? Yes. What is the name of the traditional food for which Toastmaster Puran Rai has shown the picture with lots of varieties? Nevari names. What is the traditional way to say, I don't know, you know, Arabic coffee? What is the title of Toastmaster Vivek Ayappan's speech?
Yeah.
For non-veg items cooking, whom does Toastmaster?
Sonia.
How many years Toastmaster John is living in Bustan?
20 years.
Oh, what of you are?
Thank you so much for an interesting session again by Madam Toastmaster Jamila. Now I would request all the guests to come on to the dais to give your impressions on the meeting, how it was conducted, how well you are connected. First I would request Mr. Faisal to come on to the dais.
Good evening, everybody. As I said before, it's my first time. I really enjoyed. Excellent speakers here. I feel more comfortable rather than the beginning. I think we will learn. I will learn also from you. And thanks for this opportunity. Thank you.
Now I would request Mr. Pramod to come on to the dais to give his impression on the meeting.
Thank you, Toastmasters. I was Ramesh today, and you have given a lot of information as well as humor. I'm very happy that I've learned a lot of things from you guys. So overall, all the objectives of coming here and meeting you was met. Now I have to take a decision, going forward. So I hope I will come and see you guys. Thank you so much.
Now I would request Anil to come on to the dais to give his impression.
Good evening, Bustan. I really brought the speeches, and it was very informative, and I hope I will learn from it, and I hope I will be able to continue also.
Thank you so much, Mr. Anil. That was wonderful hearing you all. Now I would request our president to come on to the dais for award ceremony, award presentation. First is by best speaker of the evening, who is none other than our Ashraf. Can you please give big round? Next is best evaluator of speeches is none other than John Thomas. Next is best table topic speaker between Faisal and those table topics winner, and it's Faisal. Thank you so much, all of you. Yeah, thank you so much. Now you can take your seat. Now I will request General Evaluator to come onto the dais, Toastmaster John Thomas, to give his evaluation throughout the meeting.
Good evening once again. It was a wonderful meeting. I really thoroughly enjoyed the meeting, our meeting number 201. Even though the meeting started 10 minutes late, which is definitely something to be avoided. I request all of you to be present at least by 7:50 so that we can start the meeting by 8 o'clock. Keeping the time is very, very crucial when it comes to Toastmasters. We need to start the meeting on dot at 8 o'clock and need to end at 10 o'clock. Now we have already crossed 10:15. So as always, subject comes Toastmaster Shana was, he always do a particular job. The board was arranged, and the mission of the Toastmasters was clearly stated. He opened the meeting with the mission of the Toastmasters. The opening address was given by our President Toastmaster Vivek. He has mentioned about the division conference which is happening on 29th, the district conference which is happening in Dubai in April. Request all the members who is possible to attend the meeting. He has requested them to attend the meeting and get valuable lesson from there. Toastmaster of the evening was Toastmaster Shivakumar. He opened the meeting in a very positive note. So the most important thing of Toastmaster Shivakumar is he infuse certain amount of energy. Whatever role he takes, there is abundance of energy in his presence. He always carry that with him. Three guests. It's a very good calm. Welcome the guests once again because I'm really happy to see three guests in today's meeting. The Toastmaster of the evening has introduced the board players. Thought of the day was given by Toastmaster Andy. Move forward by looking forward. Just don't concentrate on the rear view. Always look forward so that you can move forward. Wonderful thought. The Toastmaster of the evening has introduced the theme. We are connected. Knowing that he is from an IT background, I think he is going to talk about free Wi-Fi available in UAE nowadays. But he has given a philosophical interpretation for what is that? We are connected. He has taken it to a different level. Good thought. He has very well delivered. Only thing is, he has taken too much time introducing that thought. Normally, when you pick up a theme, what normally practice is, you break it into different small pieces and talk about that theme in between, rather than just put everything together in one go. There was an education session by VP Toastmaster Naufal. He has clearly explained where we stand today, pathways as well as the work competent manual. We had 4 prepared speeches. All the speeches were really well delivered. I think all of them were experienced Toastmasters. I really enjoyed all the speeches, especially the humorous part of it. The evaluation was done wonderfully. They have highlighted the positives of the speech and encouraged the speakers with their suggestions. Toastmaster Mohammed Yunus was the table topics master. Unfortunately, we were running short of time. We could listen only to 2 speakers for our table topic session. And Toastmaster Faisal definitely deserves a big round of applause. First time he has been on this stage and he has delivered a wonderful small speech. The role players, Timer, Toastmaster Naufal, and Toastmaster Aruna as the word master, and she has done a very beautiful job. She was really confident on the stage and beautifully introduced the word. She deserves a lot. Account was Toastmaster Rashid. He has done a meticulous job. Toastmaster Jamila with her very interesting quiz questions really entertained and tested our listening skills. The guest impression, all the 3 were highly impressed. I felt that they were really impressed with the meeting, the proceedings, and I expect some of you to join so that we continue this association. Awards was presented to the deserving candidates. And again, back to the Toastmaster of the evening. As I mentioned earlier, he has done his best to make this meeting a successful, even though the time control was not up to the mark. Overall, it was a very good meeting. Hats off to you. Thank you.